What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Dating the Corey Yates. My name is Stuart Cuts. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I'm just here to share my thoughts about XG's latest album, All, with y'all. I haven't got my physical copy yet because I ordered the copy that they had selling at the concert. So I scanned the QR code. I paid my way too much money for it. And then come to find out I'm getting it late. So that's kind of irritating. But I guess I get it because, you know, they're a Japanese group after all. But I don't know. I was really hoping to get my physical copy in time to just listen to the physical copy. I waited a few days past release date for the album digitally to see if I could just listen to the album with my physical copy first. And that just wasn't happening. So I listened to it, on Tidal. I got that subscription and all that. So I just want to go through good things and some things that I kind of have beef with for the album. First off, it is a good album. Rest assured that if you're an XG fan or you like R&B and hip hop, and House and Garage, it seems like, then this album is definitely an easy listen. It's 8 tracks with an interlude and an intro. So technically 6 tracks, but it's a very, very, very solid 6 tracks. So I definitely recommend to listen if you're thinking about jumping into XG. I don't know if this is your first XG album. I don't know if this is necessarily the album that I would show a person first to get into XG, but it is a very, very, very solid album. I think it's probably on par with the new DNA, and I'm still kind of deciding on that one myself. Not really sure. Yeah. Secondly, we had 2 R&B songs on this album, and we got to listen to Jiren and Kokona's voice, and I think they're underutilized as singers, so it was great hearing them sing on that. It was also great hearing them sing on If You Know, You Know, so also pretty solid. Third, we got to hear them try new sounds, so that was pretty cool. From this, we got House for Something Ain't Right, which I love that song. I showed it to my sister. She doesn't listen to, I guess East Asian pop at all, and she didn't really like it. But all my friends who like the old school house stuff, like Robin S. and Crystal Waters and what have you, they ate it up. They loved it. And then then my friend who used to spin garage back in the day in two-step, he really thought that If You Know, You Know was a great track too. So I'm happy because they're trying these new sounds. And I think that's really cool. And it's also cool that we got 2 ballads, since the only ballad that we had from them so far was Winter Without You, which I love. And we'll talk a little bit more about that one later. So yeah, so all around a very, very, very solid album. So let's get to some of the beef I guess I kind of sort of have with it. First off is I think the R&B songs are good. I think In the Rain and Is This Love are good songs, but I feel like they don't quite make it there for me in terms of saying that they're better. They're a lot better than average, I guess. If I had to say it, so I would say Is This Love was better than In the Rain, but I would also say that Winter Without You was better than both of them. And I don't know if that's because that's a holiday thing, and so I just listened to it a bunch of times over the holidays. I'm not really sure. I can't really explain why, but again, In the Rain doesn't quite hit for me the same way that Winter Without You does. And then Is This Love is a good ending track because it comes right after Woke Up, and Woke Up goes hard. So they kind of go Something Ain't Right, In the Rain, Woke Up, takes it from like 0 to 100 basically, and then Is This Love keeps it fast, but still kind of soft, and it's a good way to end the album. So the sequencing on the album is pretty good. But let's talk about Woke Up again, because as y'all know, the Woke Up that they put on the album was the remix, and I kind of have a lot of beef with this. Some people were saying, well, what's the big deal? Just make your own playlist. Just make your own playlist and put the original Woke Up on that. All right, that's fine. But they're going to give the album to people for review. And if you're giving your album to people for review, then why wouldn't you want to have the original song for Woke Up on there? I have no problem with the remix at all. I think the remix is cool, but it's really long. A 6-minute song is not optimal. And then a 6-minute remix where none of your original members for whom the album is based on is not optimal. It's not something that people actually do. There's only a handful of instances where remixes made it to an album, or for pop albums or rock albums where you have these long drawn out 6-minute songs. If I had to say for hip hop songs, hip hop albums, I would say for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy from Kanye West, you had 6-minute songs there. And My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a masterpiece. And I'm not saying that and that to disrespect all, but you know, your song has to be pretty damn good to justify that 6 minutes. Additionally, having a remix instead of the original song, the only time, or one of the few times I can think of something like that is Kanye West off of, which one was it? Late Registration. He took the Diamonds Forever with Jay-Z and then put that in the album, the normal album, and then he put the original one at the end. So at the very least, I feel like whoever was producing this, I'm gonna say Jack Ups because I don't know any better, you know, Jack Ups, Chancellor, and whoever's writing it, should have at least put the original song at the end for the fans to listen to. And then last, like putting a song that has none of the artists on it on the album. The only song I can think of is Jay-Z's Dear Summer. I think that was off of Beanie Siegel or Memphis Bleek's album. Someone correct me out there. I don't really quite remember that. But I mean, again, that's a Jay-Z song. It's Dear Summer. It was basically, you know, a summer classic for New York out the gate. And, you know, the Woke Up remix just doesn't have that kind of pull. I think the artists are great on Woke Up for the remix, but I think not showing what your group can do on the original Woke Up on the album at all is a fairly big mistake. And feel free to sound off if you disagree, or don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you hear. But yeah, I do kind of have beef with that. I just don't understand the creative decision. So if Jack Ups wants to clear up the creative decision for not putting the original Woke Up and just putting the remix, then you know feel free. That would be dope, because I'm curious. Like, what is the strategy behind taking your entire group off of this song, putting all these artists in, and then just kind of throwing it on the album? I just don't. I can't think of something rational. Somebody had said, maybe they just want to expose these new artists. Okay, that's awesome. But again, they could have just put the original on and then put the remix at the end. They do this with they do this with songs all the time in hip hop. So what I can think of, again, I'm like a little bit older, but Clips had an album, Grindin', or the song Grindin'. The original Grindin' was on the album, and then at the end they had 2 remixes. So, you know, I don't know. I just think that's the smarter move. So I really, really, really would like to know the creative decision behind taking off the original Woke Up and replacing it. Other than that, I thought the sequencing is solid, but I think the change from In the Rain to Woke Up to Is This Love is rather drastic. I think this is still the best place to put Woke Up, the second to last song, right before Is This Love, because of the vibe. Is This Love is a softer R&B song, but it still kind of keeps that energy going that you get from Woke Up. So the landing at the end of the album is really soft, and I think that was a really smart move. And I appreciate that they put Howling second. The first time I heard Howling, I was wondering where it was going to place in the sequencing, and I thought, you know what, this is probably an intro song, and I was right. But yeah. It's I think it's I don't know if it's as good as Sonu, but I still think it's an excellent intro song. So yeah, all around, like, a good album, or actually a pretty damn good album. I'm not gonna give it a numeric score because people get mad at that for some reason. They don't understand that, you know, if I say something like 7.5 is still good. I said I'd give Baby Monster's album a 7, and people were just like, you didn't listen to the whole album. All right, whatever, dude. But yeah, anyways, like, if you're like kind of mature about it, then I'm sure you can understand a 7.5 is still good. But if you really hold on tight to things, then maybe 8 is where anything before 8 is just like pure garbage to you or something. I don't know, you know, to each their own. Anyway, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm completely wrong, by all means, please tell me why, and I would really appreciate it, because I would like to have that discussion with other fans of XG. Just tune in for more XG content and more content in general. And thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right, peace.